me and Sheldon, or Sheldon and I, however English works, we're actually gonna go to Utah Motorsports campus tomorrow, and we're going to turn some laps in the NSX, and hopefully he gets to rip around in his buddy's S2000. But they kind of changed some stuff on us today, so hopefully it all works out. But it's going to, because we're going to be able to do that. So
under this car's crazy.
I'll come in just a second. Look, but so in today's video, we're going to be track prepping the NSX. So we're going to put new brake pads on it. We're going to bleed the brakes. We're going to put the coolant in it, and we're going to change the oils. And we're also going to go through and nut and bolt some stuff. We're going to document it so that if you have a track day and you're curious, what do I need to do for this track day? Sheldon has set up a lot of cars for track days. So we're going to go through it. Mark says that we need to look under this car.
Look at this.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Yeah, it's long tube headers.
Exactly like the front of a Honda Odyssey, but it's just in the back.
A Honda Odyssey with long tubes.
Long tubes, and it's cool to look at all the turns and stuff and the exhaust.
Yeah, this exhaust is so sick.
To make it sound the way it sounds. That's an industry trick.
Yeah. Well, they make impact drivers, but they're expensive. I don't have one, so.
There we go, look at that.
Yeah, so you don't strip out all your Phillips screws. Which Phillips screws don't belong on a car anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that one. That one ain't coming out.
No. Is that from bottoming out, you think?
Yeah, something scraped it.
That's never happened.
Ever?
I've not done that ever. What's up, David? How was tour?
Tour was good. Dying fetus was dying fetus. It was awesome.
That's
I was
awesome.
super happy to be back on the road and not get shut down because of
COVID,
yeah.
Did any bands have to miss any dates due to COVID?
No, there's a couple people who didn't make it into Canada because they weren't vaccinated, but other than that, it was like the venues weren't even asking questions. It was just
everybody's over it.
Yeah,
everybody's over
They're
it.
just pretending it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing, and then I caught it.
So, just in case you guys don't know, David plays bass in a band called Chelsea Grin. And when's your next tour? Do you know?
November.
They don't have a tour till November, so you'll be seeing them a lot on the channel.
Yeah, I'll be here, baby.
Cool. So what are we gonna do first?
So normally, what I like to do is get the car up and get all the fluids draining out of it while I run through the suspension and the brakes and everything else. I just leave the drain plugs out, then guarantees you get all the fluid. That's what we're gonna start with.
Cool. Yeah, that doesn't look factory.
Dude, I don't even know what's going on here. So that's like a brake. So this is like a J-arm. And it must flex or something, so they add this brakes.
That's cool.
Some NSX guys watching this like, oh, that's not what it's for.
If you're that guy in the video, please put a brief description of what that is. You can cuss in it too, I don't care. Because maybe we should know.
Yeah, Mark!
Game on! It wouldn't be when you go to tell somebody something and they just leave. Why you break my heart? It wouldn't be a Japanese car if you didn't take the oil filter off and it leaked all over everything.
I know, for real.
You know?
So RVs have like the worst oil location ever, don't they?
So bad.
Everyone does that. Ready.
Yeah, it's the best.
Cool,
All
let's
right.
just lower this down. Let that drain and we'll do the brakes.
Cool. Brakes look pretty easy on this. I don't know about the brake fluid, but you know.
Yeah, I brought up liter bottles so we don't have to make a mess.
Yeah.
So, can you get me brake pads?
Sorry, we just had to catch. That was a salmon. That was a salmon in the wild.
I know, dude. Sam having fun?
Dude.
Huh?
Is it here?
Hell yeah, dude. I wrecked some things with those.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even know they made bigger ones until
Until after you bought
Until
it.
you sat on the small
Until I
one?
bought 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do.
So somebody's upgraded these rotors, which is good news for us, but it means that we can't use the new little steel tabs.
Little hooies.
Yeah, they're too narrow. But
So we're just gonna reuse the old ones.
Toss these ones.
Get out of here.
Bye. And then throw some brake pads.
What were the brand of these? There's a
Import Direct.
Import
they're like,
Direct.
which is actually like a reputable brand, but I just don't know the material.
Yeah.
But going to the track on unknown brake pads that are potentially 10 years old is scary, and so because it was last minute, these are the highest quality ones we can get.
Water,
and we're gonna test them.
So
So
it's hot outside, so it's wet. Okay, sorry.
Import Direct, you're probably gonna get a review from us.
Yeah.
Either positive or negative.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
We've got an owner of a coach here picking it up.
What?
They're going to like Zion and a bunch of cool historical spots here in the Beehive State. We got an update.
Brakes are on. Yeah, it went pretty smooth because it's just brakes.
Yeah, and the brakes were pretty new that we took off, so
Yeah, so we'll probably hang on to them. They're just an unknown brand and we don't know how old they are, so I'd rather go with these. And we'll see how these do. Maybe we'll put those back on and go back to the track. Who knows? Bring them over.
yeah.
They're easy enough to switch at the track if we had to. So.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, this is a bleeder bottle, so you don't have to make a big mess. You can make one of these with like a straw or a rubber hose and Mountain Dew bottle. Okay, Jackson, say hi.
Hi.
Come on. Come on.
I tell ya.
Hold it. Pump it up. Hold it. Okay, pump it up.
All the fun shit. While observing all the fun shit.
Yeah. Casey got in a wreck on his mountain bike. Tell him the injuries you sustained.
Clavicle, scapula,
Ribs.
ribs, 4 ribs, 5 vertebrae, collapsed lung. I'm
How-
out for a minute.
How fast were you going? 2? Fast?
Too fast. Went too fast. Got too furious.
Yeah.
Too fast.
Where were you?
Farm in Farmington.
Is that like a
Bike
jump?
park area, yeah. Make some jumps. Make sure you check the oil every time in between rounds, and then make sure you put the oil cap back on.
Did that
You only do it once.
speaking from experience, I guess?
Yes, sir.
Not him, it was somebody else.
Wow. Luckily, it was still like I set it like in the intake manifold, and it was still there.
Oh, so
next
you went
round.
out onto the track.
Yeah, went
and
out on track, ran the whole thing, came back, went to check the oil cap's gone. Freaked out for a second. I'm like, oh, it's right there.
What was that in?
The Civic, Honda.
Apparently
Honda's
had
name.
no blow by. That's
Yeah.
good.
There's a little oil everywhere.
Doesn't hurt that it wasn't a boosted vehicle.
It's true.
So, it's taken a week.
It's fun, dude. Now I'm gonna smell like coolant.
Could be worse.
Sam, what do you think? Nothing?
Do you dig this car?
Dude, you were talking so much.
Yeah.
This is your favorite car, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Which one though? Which one though, really?
the 32.
Yeah, good choice, dude. I'm a big yellow fan myself.
I love yellow.
Why don't you paint your car yellow?
It's taken.
Yellow's taken?
Stucky. Yeah.
He might not watch this, but it probably won't ever run again. He'll be fine.
And just in case anybody's saying we're doing it wrong, no, we're not. Probably not.
Or we are, who knows? Dude?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm still saying we're doing it right.
That's the goal, dude. Yeah, so we don't even know any like service history about this car, and so because we're going to the track, like I said, we're just going through the fluid. But this car is front radiator, rear engine, and so it has like all these bleed ports all over, and so we just drained the front, got a big chunk of the coolant out that we could get easily, and then started it, ran it, burped all the air out of it. It took about a gallon, which is about what we got out. So yeah, we're just gonna run it that way, and then in a few months we'll do it again and again. That way we won't have to drain the whole system. And the coolant looks fantastic. The car only has 60,000 miles, so.
It's barely past the Honda braking period, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So what are we doing next?
So, like I said, we just burp that, put the cap on. I'm gonna have Brad jump in it, which is gonna be tight because it's on the lift. And we're just gonna bleed the brakes, get all new fluid in it. Just cause like, when you go to the track, the #1 thing that suffers is brakes. Like, boil them over, that sucks.
Especially in like a light NA car, where you're not really dealing with all the heat from a boost.
Because it's Brad's car, I feel like it's only fair that he works on it himself. And so we're gonna film him checking the air filter, because you should always look at your air filter when you're going to the racetrack.
Do you think that I'm doing it right?
I think so. Well, you might have been turning it the wrong way.
So, Sheldon put me in charge of checking this.
Yep, so we're gonna make him check it.
There was way more to this than I thought there was gonna be.
I bet it's clean, and this is a waste of time. Oh, that looks dirty. That side.
Yeah, it is. It's super dirty.
See? Responsible car
So
owner,
what should
always check.
what should we do? Do we buy a new one, or should we just
It
blow
looks
it
like
out?
a K&N, so you can wash it out with soapy water, and then if he's got some filter oil, we can just oil it.
I doubt he does.
Or you can order another one.
Well,
Well,
it's not gonna be here before tomorrow, though.
that's true. Dang! That's Japan dirt, dude.
There's a bunch of Japan dirt in there. Dang, son. That's probably 5 horsepower right there.
Dude. Brad managed to get the air filter out. You probably saw how dirty it was, all the junk that was falling out of it on the floor. It probably hasn't been changed in a long, long time. This car doesn't have a lot of miles, but it, you know, it's, what, 30 years old now, so it's probably spent a lot of its life sitting. So, well, anyway, air filter's all clean now. It is cleaned and dried and oiled. It does need to be replaced because it didn't clean up that well, but it will do just fine for tomorrow, better than all the junk that was in it. So I'm just gonna throw this back in, and then that means that the brakes are done, they're bled. The cooling system, we burped it, got a majority of the fluid changed, which is better than having the old stuff in it. And then maybe in a few months we'll do the same thing and kind of just cycle it through. But yeah, so lift it up, and just the next thing I'll do is look at all the suspension, nut and bolt, check everything, and make sure it's good to go tomorrow. Take for a light test drive and wash it probably, so we don't show up to the track all dirty. But yeah, let's get started. All right, so now the car's in the air and the top's all buttoned up, we're just gonna run through the bottom and just, like I said before, touch everything. Ball joints, tie rod ends, bushings, sway bars, exhaust. Make sure no underbody trays are hanging down or gonna be a problem on track. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now. Another good thing to do, and make this quicker for next time, is take a paint marker with you, and while you're checking each bolt, just give it a little bit of a dab. So like a paint mark from the bolt to the component that it's holding down. And that way, next time you go to like nut and bolt the chassis, you can just look at the paint marks, and if they're still lined up and they haven't rotated at all, there's no need to put a wrench on it. But because this car has never had that done, we're gonna do it for the first time right now. Or maybe it did a long time ago, but it, you know, it's a 30-year-old car. So that's what we're gonna do. Thanks. Okay, so car is all buttoned up. I didn't actually mention it, but the reason that you don't see Brad at the end of this video is because him and his wife do date night, and he had to get out of here, and I guess we took too long to do this. But sometimes prepping a car takes a little bit of time, especially to do it right. So, but I got the wheels back on, torqued, fluids checked, everything's nut and bolted, put together. Car is completely ready for tomorrow. So, and there's Sam. This is Sam's drift car. He works here now, so that's been exciting. He's getting ready to paint it. That's why it looks like a 240. But yeah, it's ready to go for tomorrow. Trying to think if there's anything else. I went and washed it, test drove it, bedded the brakes. So yeah, wish us luck tomorrow.
Dude, I might have just farted.
Damn, dude, right in the
I know,
face
I
as
know.
you said that.
Right when it happened, I was like, I don't know if that happened or not.
You're a brave man if you don't edit that out.
Yeah, well, I'm for sure editing it out. Nope, I for sure did. I'm sorry, guys.
They're